Viewers, Silent Service here, back with another Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts episode. Now, you're wondering, why are we focused over Russia, and why is the year 38 years in the past? Well, the new update wiped the save, and so we are now playing as the Russians with a 1900 start. Now, my ultimate goal with this is to try and A, not have the Russia-Japanese War, but also B, not have the events that led to the Russian monarchy being overthrown happen. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to design a few ships. Now, this campaign is going to have a bit of a unique, well, not unique, but sort of a twist to it which I have never played before, and that is that this is going to be a capital ship artisan campaign, so each and every capital ship will be different. I'm only doing this capital ship artisan because for light ships we're going to need lots of them, and if I do this light ship artisan we're not going to ever properly complete this campaign. But for capital ships there is only ever going to be one capital ship of each class. Now, this first one is going to be equipped with 11-inch guns. And 4 funnels. Now we have a bit of an halfway offset. But yeah. I'm just making do now with having to go with a new campaign and give myself a new interesting way to play the game, which I know has been done before, but this is my first time doing it. And I am quite excited about it. Now, as I said again, this is only going to be capital ship artisan, not every ship artisan. That will be left for another day once I've got a bit of experience doing artisan campaigns. I'll do 11. If I make this 3-funneled, funnels in a more central placement, and then in Dusar boilers. Dusar boilers, 19 knots. And then standard crew quarters. No, 20. And 20 doesn't work out well, because of course it doesn't. You know what? 18 knots, because I've realised we still got to do the casemates. But I miss deep, you know, such 3. Yeah, that's going to be our towers. And then, because these, it's me we're talking about here, 3.1 inch guns. 3.1 inch 34s. Then there's no area for 2 inch. And then room for 2 inch singles. No. But yeah, this thing is going to be the first of our artisan capital ships. So the artisan is obviously the first of our goals for the capital ships. The second of our goals is that, I think I've mentioned it, the Romanov family must not be overthrown. And what else? There isn't really much I can think of. Now, yeah, this thing is going to be under that name. That is the first of our singular capital ships. Next up on the list is obviously this one. With the long stern on it. This thing is going to be known as... I'll just leave it under its current name actually, like I did with the others. And 12-inch guns will adorn this thing. Now this thing, 22 knots. This thing is going to be a speed machine. Bit of a speed machine. For a battleship at this time period, that is. Right, the lighter engines. Okay, turns out that the armor isn't light. 20 knots. This isn't going to be a speed focused warship. It's going to be a, can we even get the ship to work sort of design? Or work without any sort of major weight offsets and stuff. So if I increase the beam to maximum, then yeah, we can do it. We can do it, we can do it, we can do it. Now, these platforms will have 6-inch guns on them, and the casemates. $19 knots. No, not 29, 19. And we can remove 2 of the funnels in the first place. 18. Yeah, 19 knots is too fast, but 18 knots, it's all fine. protection stuff. Now, for those of you wondering on the Twitch and why I did the titling of Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts on Twitch when the game select for Twitch just automatically means it's Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts, because I obviously cross-upload these to YouTube, and it's easier for the cross-uploading, not having to do much title changing. Coincidence 1, 12.5 inch, a 4/4 even spread belt, 2-inch deck, 1/1. Yeah, this thing is a bit light on deck than the other design. Now, the reduced sail design, standard crew quarters, standard bulkheads. Yeah. Now, although the capital ships are obviously artisan, it doesn't exactly mean I can only use the hulls once. I just can't build the same thing with the hull. 6 funnels. Now this thing is going to be a mainly protection based warship. Mainly protection based, and it's being equipped with the 11s like the others had. We actually don't need that funnel there. .14-inch belt with a 6/6/6 3 3 15 2 2 there. No, if we're going with it'll be gun cotton I'll use. Electrical capped, soft capped, standard ratio there. Now this thing is going to be 2-inch equipped to the brim. Well, as much 2-inch guns as you can. More Dakar. Okay. Reduce everything down by 0.5. We're still going to be, through what I know of this era, overprotected, so should be fine. Conning tower is the one that's going to get the massive reduction, and 0.5 inch in the superstructure. Turrets 14 to 9. Right, we need to reduce by 100 tons. These only really need to be anti-torpedo boats, so 1.5 inch guns will do. And then their casemate armour as well will reflect their low caliber by only having 1.5 at each area. Okay, we now need to reduce by 10 tons. Best thing to reduce by 10 ton. No, it wasn't 10 tons, it was 1,010 tons. Oh, how to reduce your weight. Just lower your gun caliber. Again, this thing is more suited for protection than offensive capability. Like, this is sort of a not as hard of a hitting warship, but it's got the protection that it can more than likely kill something before it gets killed. And to help that, I'm increasing their shell complement so then they can actually have the number of shells to be fired at everything. 12 to 9, 12 to 9, and gun length. Increase the 36s. Okay. Now, that one used battleship 1. You got battleship 2 and 3 left. I'm just going to do one final battleship on the standard. No, battleship 2 is what I'll do the last battleship on, because battleship 3, that hull's a bit standard for this time period and type of ship and stuff, and retire, make that the best available. Forward tower, that's the best, although this one's the aesthetic. This one's the aesthetic tower. The one that like fits the hull aesthetically. And then what sort of side guns can fit there? No. So this thing is going to be sort of the fully experimental. Centerline 13, centerline 13. 13-inch Mark 1 ship. This one's going to have the spacious crew quarters because, thinking about it, to do something effective with those guns, they're going to have to get into a range where, yeah, they are actually going to need the extra protection. Casemate 3, 0.1 inch, as this is, of course, Admiral Silent we're talking about. Although, and then there would be like single 3-inch. Yeah, armor-wise, we're actually all level already. Now I just need to get this thing in a good protection range. Well, its protection scheme sorted. 2, 1, 1, 12, 1. Base fuse, capped. Increased HE. This is sort of the time period where I think HE would be the best option to use. Armor weight reduced, yet This thing is overweight due to me doing the armor the way I did. Okay. I see nothing in your logic there, but... "17 knots hasn't helped." Okay, okay. Maybe the 13-inch was a little over ambitious. 12-inch then, please. And then the 12-inch actually take up more room. 11-inch, and replace that 3.1-inch gun, and yeah, center line 11-inch. You're saying we're overweight. And then you're also not giving me a way I could, like, reduce said overweightness. Right, this thing is probably not, like, the best, but those are going to be our 4 capital ships. Now, heavy cruisers. Would I really put that in the artisan rules, or I'm going to, for this first episode, for heavy cruisers, it's going to be a random generator. Random wheel generator. Wheel picker. Wheel of Fortune things. No. No, it's not Wheel of Fortune thing. Okay, so it's currently on like turret mechanisms from last time, so CA one-offs, CA can build as many as want. It's a 50-50 chance. Let's go. Okay. CAs are not artisan. Thank God for that. Thank God for that. Thank God for that. I can make like sort of crazy designs on CAs just like to use them as like my capital ships. 3-inch, pretty much everything. Oh, you don't want to know how glad I am right now for that resultant with the wheel spinner there. So, all battleships and battle cruisers are artisan, but the actual heavy and armoured cruisers are not artisan, and I will change that if viewers do want that changed. Like, I've sort of given myself an out there from this challenge with allowing these things not to be artisan, but you did see I tried to be fair with it by doing it on a name picker wheel thing, so okay. Anyway, from what I was just looking at there, it's just someone replied something in banned official Discord server I'm part of. So yeah, these things are sort of the Ruriks, which I just finished the design of there, are going to be our backbone. They're going to be the backbone of the Navy for the entire campaign. Well, the early part of the campaign. Which, again, if viewers are saying that the random wheel picker was, name picker wheel was nice to me and allowed me to have unlimited CAs, then, again, like I have mentioned, do let that known and I will potentially listen to your request and be forced to have CAs as ships that are not it's one-off ships. And then light cruiser is a pretty simple 5-inch armed light cruiser, which is my usual for this time period, and I'm making this a high explosive spamming boat with mines, obviously. 2 1 1 1 1 1. Yeah, this thing is going to have all the belt the same, all the deck the same. Right. Give it sort of the split engine room looking vibe. Well, in actuality it's not a split engine room, but you get the point. And then could I actually fit an extra side mount 5? Yeah, I can. Thank you, game. The benevolence as stolen from some Australian dude who plays GTA 5 faster than average. .5.2-inch. And then the 3-inch 3.1s. to the point where I no fun anymore. I am sorry. 23. 23 works. On induced, I lower the range a bit. That's our light cruiser. And then, lastly, our destroyer. Now, this is sort of going to be like my standard early destroyers, where we get ourselves immediately bumped up to the larger size. Enhanced funnel, not smunnel. Enhanced funnel 4. All the DACA. Actually, no. No, I'm gonna just go with that and then 3-inch and extend our torpedo armament a teeny tiny bit if I can. Let's get into the point where just standard 30 works well. Balance, hydraulic, Harvey, some protection stuff there, all high explosive, picric, ballastite, electrical, mine hunting and laying equipment. And then, as is a naval standard, 3.1 inch. That's our destroyers. Okay. Now the destroyers, they're expendable, so we can just leave them as they are. Oh, Monroe has released that video he did of the stream. That's where I forced him into a battle in which he lost horribly. Okay, we still have like 500,000 left, so. Right. So the Rurik's, like I said, is going to be our sort of backbone. 16 of them. You guys get 26. We have not even enough for a single destroyer left. about it. Sorry about it. Second ship would have gone better. Yeah, I'm remembering that stream now. I stuck around for the entirety of it, so. Bet 13-inch in a few turns and bet 2-inch. Cruiser design, we're gonna go heavily on the cruisers. Cruiser armor forging and engines. First up, build up our dock size by 9,400 tons. Then spend the rest of the money on research and transport cap. Transport cap first, and then research will be a secondary priority, because we're going to need destroyers. We're going to need a lot of them. And we're going to need to reduce our unrest a whole lot as well if we're going to. What is it with Gatwick and having drones shut down the airport? Okay. Sumatra, which is Netherlands controlled, obviously. Okay, so ship design, the destroyers, bring me 6 of them at least. 12. 12 destroyers. Destroyers, let's build up our transport capacity by a whole bunch. No, I mean a whole bunch, like it's saying like plus 6% a turn. No, plus 4% a turn. Like, that's a whole bunch. Oil's been found in the Gulf Coast. I don't want to go to war, but yeah, I don't want to go to war. Come up with a compromise. Naval budget increase. We need a lower unrest. Semi-armored cruiser. Okay, finances cut. Reduce. Cut. Right. Who are we going to have to suspend? Obviously. No. You're not all going to be in being, you're all going to limited. There. That saves me from bankruptcy. Saves me from bankruptcy, us from war with Japan, and Empire of Japan improve relations. Finances, transport cap back up, research budget back up, crew training budget back up. Turn for new engines. then a turn for better armor forging, and then I'll rush research to get Krupp, and then we can refit our artisan capital ships with Krupp armor and new engines. Okay. But I don't want war with Japan. That's a definite. Have you seen the Russian Second Pacific Squadron and what actually happened to them? Yeah, I don't want to have a sort of thing like that happen to me again. Although the Japanese, they have control of Port Arthur. I thought Port Arthur was Russian controlled at this time. I guess not. Two more turns we had destroyers in action. So we've had a very minor increase to the naval budget. I say very minor, it's enough that I can increase some stuff there. High turns there. This time we are running a positive more than we lost last turn. Yep. 13-inch guns. And this time I'm not going to do as reckless of a amount of time of research budget cuts like I did with the American campaign, because the American campaign we were permanently in sort of very behind for the rest of that campaign while it still lasted. I will do an American campaign again, but seeing as I've just come off of one of them, I decided why not do a nation that I haven't refused. That's the only way to reduce unrests, and we need to reduce unrests. Because if we cannot reduce the unrest, then we're going to have problems. France failed to gain Liberia. Okay. Who I want to go war with would be Austria-Hungary, because we can obviously land invade. We're not going to do naval invasions for Austria-Hungary, because it'll take a lot for Croatia, and if we do land invade, naval invade, once we take Croatia, if we are able to, then that's it. Austria-Hungary are no more. We cannot fight them anymore, which I don't want. I actually want to fight the Austro-Hungarians, so I advise carefully not to provoke them. Better small towers, better big funnels. (1901). Now, here's where we're going to be refitting our artisans already. So for us, Austria-Hungary is going to be our intended target, and I want my relations with Japan to be in a better placement than what they are before we go to war with Austria-Hungary. Turn on each of those, which was stereoscopic. That's going to be fit to the ship with 12-inch. Yeah, these are all Russian names. I'm going to have to come up with creative nicknames for most of them because I can not pronounce most Russian names. Like, some I can. It's sort of a some I can, some I can't. Focus on those two next. Okay, so your 12-inch ship. Now, funnily enough, this is our most heavily armed battleship in general, with not only just the 12-inch, but wing turrets as well, of said 12-inch. So, yeah, you get Corrupt 1, which lowers your weight. You get this, which increases your efficiency, lowers your weight. You get fit with hydraulic steering, which you should have had from the very start. Yep, we're all good there. Standard ratio of shells, capped base fuse. The 3-inch should be bored out to 3.1. Okay, increase protection, increase range, and increase by a knot. Okay, we can't get that knot of increase yet. But I'm gonna damn well try that. 12-inch armor. There. Now, I probably have doomed myself with going artisan on the capital ships, but we'll soon see. We will soon see. So yeah, this is our first capital ship refit, and it's going to make it more expensive. Okay. So yeah, the admiral there gets okay. Make an official protest. Submarine Experiments 5. Empire of Japan. Okay. 3 turns and 4 turns. Which will get us dreadnoughts. And then, obviously, our first dreadnought will be Artisan. Mine hunting. We already have mine hunting. Right. Policies. Empire of Japan improve relations. Research, a turn and 2 turns. Yeah, dreadnought hull design. Explosives TNT-1. That battleship is going to have to be refit. But I'm actually glad I've kept the others behind then. If we're getting TNT-1, makes them less likely to flash fire, which flash firing in an artisan capital ship campaign is nothing good. What's the trend of animals? Underwater protected deck 2, TNT-1. Yeah, I think I put that battleship, the Admiral 7, into refit too early. Two turns of bigger light cruisers, 2 turns of bigger destroyers. Speaking of destroyers, get an extra 6 of them on the way. And we'll refit our capital ship. Yeah, the hull only just became obsolete. You're still buildable upon. I didn't give that other battleship stereo like I should have done. Yeah, and you get better citadel protection as well. That's the thing with leaving battleships. The other battleships a bit later on their refits. You get better or safer stuff for them. You with your overweightedness issues. Can we put them in the past and give them 10-inch now? Maybe 11-inch. Yes! Oh, hold on. Yes, those issues have been put behind us. And made that tower there. Okay. It's a definite improvement. 18 knots is also a definite improvement. It's not a refit, it's a rebuild. For Navarra. And then the Pavel here, which I think I may just rename it Pavel, and then it's easier for me to say. "18 knots get standard battle line speed. Advance there. The TNT there. Can I standard shells now? Yes, I can. 12-inch your armor. There we go. That's the Pavel completed on refit, obviously. Now, one thing that's occurred in these updates is there's plus 30% income to every place in the world. So, yeah, that's a thing. Delete the original designs, which will also stop me from being able to conveniently off camera build more of the individual ships. And we're going to build our first dreadnought. The dreadnought. Which will carry our navy to greatness. Now, this thing, we've only got 3 centerline guns, so this design is going to be a radical mover in the technology of side mount guns. Now, with the thinking of side mounting being the way forward for us, for right now at least, so is there that a bit further back. Right. If I get some sort of like more central superstructure. Right. We fitted as much guns as we can onto this thing. Now the 13-inch may have not been the best idea, but... And actually, we're going to go down to 12-inch. but going down to 12-inch may actually have been the much better idea. So we're going to have a sort of Italian battleship front, and then the stern is going to be fitted with side mounts at 12-inch. Two, and then two, and then from that location we can get three. Stern mounted. Side firing guns. And then our rear tower will go there. Like, this thing is a bit weird with its setup, but do I look like I care? Well, if I do, then you would be greatly mistaken that I care. Five-inch. Actually, no, just casemate the 5-inch. Casemate the 5-inch, 21 knots. Now we've got the guns in, we can sort out protection stuff. Note again, this is artisan, so only one of these will be built, so if I've made a horrible mistake, it's only going to be one ship that'll suffer. Which I probably may have made a horrible mistake with this thing. But if I made a horrible mistake, it's only one ship going, but also if I've made a horrible mistake, that's 1/5 of our capital ships gone. Twelve, 4, 4, 2, 2, 2, 1, 12. So like some of the previous layouting of this thing is sort of like the usual. You go through many designs, as many designs don't work, you reiterate designs. And other stuff like that. But yeah, this thing is going to be slow to begin with. Hydraulic. Light and reduced. Light and reduced and we can do it. Light reduced count. Like, this thing is just... And because, obviously, again, artisan, we will produce two separate designs. This one will have a bit more of a rational design to it, though, of more rational thinking design, but then higher caliber as well. Like battery thinkers, can't afford some 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fingers, nothing is wasted. Only reproduced. You get nasty blisters. Assertion. We have a bit 4-way offset. Sailing mountain first, things like that. Battery thinkers, can't afford some 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fingers, no. Sorry. Funnel, I know at least one is needed. Twin funnel design, yeah. 22 knots. 23. What is the maximum efficiency hull on this? 22. 23 should be fine. Actually, nah, for safety, 22. For safety is in update stuff here. We're 4-weighted. That's as close as things there can get. I'm gonna have to use armor to fix the 4-weight because I want to compress the citadel down in 12, 4, 4, 2, 1, 1, 12, 1. Stereo 1, there, there, TNT 1, ballistite, enhanced, electrical, standard, cap, base fuse, standard quarters. "21 knots, 20 knots. Okay. I'm gonna work with this, but this is going to be known as the St. Petersburg. St. Petersburg, which get the spelling of. Just done there. St. Petersburg. So we'll have 2 new battleships on the way, the St. Petersburg and the Unpronounceable. Well, 1 unpronounceable. I've just realised face cam wise, because of how dark it's getting dark, too dark to see. It's only the screen that's lighting up my face. I'm going to remove face cam from the rest of this episode because of lighting reasons. And then have to replace UAD screen. Good. You and you. Two turns there. Layout next as well. Finances were okay. No one's... we finally got a viewer. I'm going to assume from what users in chat are saying that it might be Finland. No, I don't want strengthened relations with the Austro-Hungarians. Austria-Hungary. Worsen our relations. With Japan, I will improve our relations because Japan, I don't want to go to war with Japan. I want war with Austria-Hungary, but not Japan. Building new ships. Now, here's the funny thing I like with artisan capital ships. I can make weird and wacky capital ship designs and not have anyone complain at me of, oh, now most of your capital fleet's going to consist of that. They'd have to, like, think again on that front. Okay, so every turn right now is going to be insulting the Austro-Hungarians and trying to improve relations with the Japanese, while at the same time trying to reduce our unrest, which is a little high. Dr. Davis, telephone, please. Dr. Davis, telephone, please. That's something from thingy. Eyes of a Stranger. It's like the start bit of Eyes of a Stranger. But yeah, I hate we lost the US campaign and now we're just stuck with Russian ships. Russian nighttime fight perfected, flawless vision undetected. Oh, we had rebellions going on. Improve relations there. Shell types, concat ballistic. It's a 2-turn single. I'm going to, in an unprecedented move, not focus on anything for a while. Oh. We don't have a battleship Rasputin yet. That will arrive. When did Rasputin become like? Hold on a second. Gregory Rasputin died in 1916. 1905 is when he met. But 1906 is when he became sort of important to the Russian royal family. If I had stayed on and done history in my old school instead of moving on and doing a music course like I wanted, I would actually have had to have done research on Tsarist Russia, on Tsar Nicholas II's reign, and then the communist uprisings. So yeah, 1906 is when we'll make a thing. I will be maxing the tech again. I just needed to delay it for this one turn to improve relations with Japan, 1, but also 2, reduce my unrest, and 3, not go bankrupt. All at once. As I'm trying to go to war with Austria-Hungary, not Japan. Oh yeah, and for the first dreadnought, I've done 2 designs for the first dreadnought because this is artisan capital ships, like I think I've mentioned many times now, but I think this is the first mention while you're here, Finland. The Fall, I'm not even going to try and pronounce that, and the St. Petersburg. We've got the Pavel here, which will actually be given the name Pavel, and the first bit will be removed just so then I can easily pronounce it. Narva, admiral something, and I'm not even going to try and pronounce that. Yeah. Back to max tech budget. Crew training will at least bring back from being subpar. 50%, so then our budgetary decrease isn't that bad. And we got budgetary improvements again because more destroyers are brought off the lines. But yeah, I'm just waiting for 4 centerline guns, Finland, and then we can build our 3rd dreadnought class, which will be not known as the Gregory Rasputin because Rasputin is not an important figure to us yet. She was a holy healer, would heal her son. Ra ra Rasputin. Sorry. Us mentioning Rasputin has just got that song in my head now. Thanks, Finland. Canada's got an agreement with us. We can supply you with light ships, but we cannot supply you with any of our capital ships. They are for Russia only and artisan. Now, our heavy cruisers, I did this whole like name picker wheel thing just to see if we would be having to make artisan our heavy cruisers, because heavy cruisers are sort of in a grey area between capital ship and not capital ship. And the result came back of our heavy cruisers are not artisans. So this campaign you would be seeing a more heavy cruiser based playstyle. So here's me hoping that we get techs of 9, 10, 11-inch guns. But yeah, Finland. I'll quickly, after this, show you the designs of the capital ships. And then you can tell me how horrible they are, one by one. But this is the most armed, currently active warship. But are you still here, Finland? Because if you are, then you'll be seeing this thing. It's the Admiral Synovin? The Admiral Synovin? I'm butchering that most likely, which I do apologise to any viewers here who are Russian speaking, because I do get Russian viewers. I have found out that fact. Right. But yeah, this thing is 12-inch armed and stuff. Then again we have the entirely unpronounceable here, which it's 11-inch guns and everything. We have the Narva, which is Battleship 1, and then we have the Pavel, and then the dreadnoughts, which again should have been seen from the start. Yeah. Oh, while I'm here, the Ruriks are going to need refitting, so I will refit the Ruriks. I think with Rurik I can get away with actually lessening the funnel count on her. Get rid of some of our forward way offset. And then move the other funnels back on the Ruriks. Sort of there's like they look, that's the best we're going to get on looking evenly spaced between the funnels. Hold on a second, I've just realised we can actually get larger ones of them as well. There. Larger funnels as well means that the Ruriks are having an entire rebuild again. Sort of like our previous, sort of like the Nava went through. Hi. Rurik. Every member of the Rurik class goes into a refill. This is where building so many Ruriks have doomed me. Okay. Suspend until we get a decent time. 6 months, that's not even a full time. Min the construct. The Vladimir. There we go. We're now in the 4 turns. Crew training will take a sacrifice, as our entire navy is already, well, most of the navy, not the entire, because those, yeah, limited, good. And that's going to be the end of the stream, viewers. I hope you all enjoyed, and for YouTube viewers this will be replacing the American series, like I've probably mentioned, and for Twitch as well, it's also replacing the American series, but yeah, on that, certain service going to tell.